That was a pretty long fade on that one. All right, what are we looking at here? We are looking at the euro versus the dollar on the chart. We have the 1-day chart over here and the 1-day chart over here. We are looking at my support and resistance. So let's go over the chart. Let's go to the weekly and see how last week looked. So you can see the top of last week right here, which could be resistance. The bottom of last week could be support, and where price closed, which could be the magnet. It's where price could be pulling to, which as you can see this week is starting off doji pretty much. People don't know whether they're buying or selling. What is going on in the world to make people not know whether we are buying or selling? And you can see here, it's kind of we're in a nice range. We've got a larger time frame. Is this the one? The bigger time frame. Yeah, this is our bigger time frame. That's why I call it the big time frame moves. Let's move that over a little bit. I like to label my stuff so I know what it is. Where do we go from here? This is the trade I was working on last week that closed in profit. We did pretty good. I had buys all through here, and I was buying at every one of these levels, and price went a lot lower than I thought it would. So here, let's stay with the weekly over here. Actually, let's take this one to the daily, just so we can get a better picture of what we were expecting. Oh, actually, we're gonna have to go a little bit lower than that. 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hours, good. So you can see here, that was what I was anticipating price to move in a kind of a megaphone pattern. And that's pretty much what happened. So let's get price over here so we can see. So the last time we spoke, I believe, we were looking at this chart. Something like this. And I was anticipating these moves. So we can use the replay function and come back here. And this must have been Wednesday. Yeah, it must have been Wednesday. So we can go right there. So I was saying price is probably going to go like this. These are these zones where I'm going to be buying. And I would be buying more against the dollar. And these are the prices I was buying at. Actually, I don't think these are relevant anymore. I might have been selling at this point, because I was a buyer, and at this when I last streamed, I said price is gonna this was the Tokyo market right here, the Asia opens, and I was anticipating price to make this kind of move, but ultimately it went way further. So this was I was looking at it in a smaller time frame. I was looking at it happen in this smaller range right here, but this formation actually played out on a grander scale, as we can see here. It's going to play out. London opens around this time. Yeah, so London opens right about here, and price drops. So there was our bigger move. It dropped to here, which I was thinking was going to be the last point before it skyrockets. Sorry about that country whistle. Didn't mean to whistle when I spoke, but instead of taking off, it kind of just, it went up, and I thought, oh, here it goes. We're taking off. And this would have been a good place to close all of my orders because I would have closed in profit just a little bit. I think it was like $8. And then this happened. I went to sleep at this point thinking that it was going to continue to go up. This happened. My stop losses weren't triggered because I think they were... Actually, I think two of them may have been triggered at this point. And as soon as I woke up, I woke up at this time actually, so I was there when my stop losses got triggered. Then I was like, well, I'm still gonna buy. I'm gonna keep buying. And sure enough, we had a lot of bouncing going on. So this pattern right here seemed to play out here, but instead of going up, it hit this point and then dropped, and then we have another one of these patterns happening again where price is bouncing back and forth and then it shoots up. So I closed at break even. At this point, I was in like, I think maybe I got $2 out of it. And then of course price drops again. So I started selling and I think I made about $20 on this trade. So after I started selling, I was still using these zones for selling. So price came up, closed my buys here, and then started selling. Sold here, price went up, sold here, price came down, price went up again, added more, added another sell, and then every time price went up, I would sell. And so that's what, from 0.01 lot sizes, I was able to make $20 on that trade because I kept opening it every time it bounced up. And then I closed somewhere over here. And then went back to sleep. So I'm trading more during the London sessions these days than I do during the New York. The nights have been very long. I've been having a really hard time sleeping. And I try to get to bed early so that I can wake up with New York. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out that way. I find myself staying up all night anyway. And this is because I went to work for a warehouse once. And I was working the night shift at this warehouse. So I was working 7:30 to... I think it was like 6:30. And I started clocking in early. Like they had me scheduled at a certain time. This was during COVID. So they had everybody on these weird rotating shifts. And my daughter's boyfriend was living with us at the time. Because he got stuck with everything shutting down. He ended up kicking it at our house for a while. And so we would go to work together, and his shift was an hour earlier than mine. So I would drop him off and I would hang out in the parking lot. And then after a while, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to clock in early. What are they going to say? So I started clocking in early. And I ended up starting to go to work at 6:30. So I would work 6:30 to 6:30. And nobody said anything to me. Nobody bothered me. Nobody checked the records. And I was making a couple hours. It was nice. But anyway, ever since then, my sleep schedule has been messed up. So my sleep schedule has been crazy for the last 4 years, since summer of 2020. Which, I don't know, maybe I should just get used to it and trade with London. Anyway, so this is what's been happening. I opened a lot of sells up here, still using these, finally came down, closed down here, $20 in profit. So I'm looking at... I'm going to open a small account this week, probably today. Sometime today, whenever I get a moment. I guess I have a moment now. But regardless, I'm opening a small account. I'm going to start it with $50. We're going to try working that $50 to $100. That's my goal. And I think I'm ready. And it's interesting because I've been listening to a psychology. I think it's actually called The Psychology Podcast. With can't remember the names of the hosts. Let me see if I can just pull that up real quick. Psychology podcast. Oh, it's a trading psychology podcast. That's what it is. And it doesn't say their names. Oh, here it is. About. Doesn't matter. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the guy is VP and Rob Reinhold. I've been listening to that, and I kind of just to keep, I like listening to podcasts and to trading. People talk trading, which is why I like trading with Jean at Jasper Forex, because he loves talking about trading, and so do I. And completely lost my train of thought. This music is just too good. But anyway, so I've been trading the new, oh yeah, so I've been hitting these zones. Oh, that's right, now I remember what I was gonna say. And I'm sorry for the unprofessional quality of my stream. I'm trying to get better, guys. This is not financial advice. I guess I can start with that. This is just something I do for entertainment and for my edification, and you are more than welcome to join me on this ride. But I'm gonna open a new account. I'm gonna start small with $50, and I know it doesn't seem like much, but I'm only going in with 0.01 lot size. It's not big. It's I mean, I can give you an example of what it looks like here. Let's get rid of this. 0.01 lot size is something like this. Let's flatten, let's close, let's reset. All right. So if I'm going in, a standard lot is 100,000. No, that's not right. Okay. So a mini lot is 10,000 and a micro lot is 1,000. So good grief, 1,000. Okay, so that's a micro lot. That's 0.01 in lot sizes, and that is what I'm using. So if we go something like here, okay, so let's catch this move right here. So I want to be a buyer right here. So I go in with 0.01 lot size, and then we catch this move. Look, we're talking about chomp chains right here. We catch the fly. Here it comes. Did I catch the wrong spot? Okay, there we go. So that's $1.30, $4, $9. That move made you $9 at 0.01 lot size. And then we close. So from 976 to 9782, which is approximately 97.6. I can tell you how many pips that is. Come on, mouse. All right, roughly 8081. Okay, so that's 100 pips roughly. So we're looking at 100 pips on that trade in order to make $9 or $7 rather. We have to move 100 pips with 0.01 lot size. Now let's try that again with a mini lot, which is 10,000. So we're going to catch that move. Okay, so we 7.6. All right, yeah, so we'll buy here with one mini lot. $30, 40, 90. Right there, let's close. 70. Oh, okay, so that's what happened. I should have closed sooner. So that's the difference. This is $70 worth. That same 100 pip move is $70 with a mini lot. So you already see the difference is 1 decimal space difference between that. And I'm using micro lots. So I'm one decimal place over. So I'm $7. I'm using the $7. I think it's 10 cents when you're using micro lots. It's $1 when you're using mini lots, and when you're using standard lots, which is 100,000, it becomes $10 per pip. So this is 70. Now if we're using standard lot size, we buy, we get that big move, $900, $700 when we close. So that's $700 move right there. But with a $50 account, I can't possibly catch that, because this move right here would have exploded my account. I would have been cleared out, liquidated, repossessed. Everything would have been gone with that. I don't even think I could buy a standard lot with 50 bucks. Unless I'm using incredibly ridiculous leverage. And then you don't even want to do that, because that's how you blow up your account so easily. But a lot of people try to do that. And the thing that we're trying to do, we're not trying to catch one move, which is what I was doing with this right here. Mapping out points of interest. Where is the price moving? Where can I get in? And where can I most likely get out? I think we can delete that now. So if we come over here on the 5-minute chart, we can get a good look. Where does price tend to range? That's why we put these marks in. Where does price tend to range? It's ranging right here, so that's a good spot to get in. It's ranging right here, good spot to get in. It breaks up here, this would be a good spot to sell. Ranging right here, ranging right here. So all these ranges are points of interest, places where you can get in, whether you want to buy or whether you want to sell. But you must pick a side. So right here, probably be buying because price is moving up. And as price comes down, you can buy here, buy here, buy here, and then price comes up, bam, 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 closes all those orders, and then starts selling. Sell. Likewise, you could sell here, sell here, sell here. And then we have this reverse megaphone where people are just getting cleared out. Stop losses are being hit, and somebody's making money. But it's going to be really hard to make money right here. That's another thing you can notice too, is we have these smaller areas right here, the smaller range area, and then we have this large range area where there's a big range happening. So this is the area you really want to stay away from unless you can get in right here. And that's how I do it. I would go in right here, one lot size, add in another, or a 0.01 lot, 0.0, add 0.0, add 0.0, add 0.0, and then clear it. So we can see that in action. Let me show you what that looks like, just so you can get an idea. So we draw our points of interest, and this is how it looks. Let me just fix these. Oh man, that's not what I wanted to do. Control C. What is going on here? What? Okay, let me try and figure out what in the... Oh, okay, so these are arrays. I thought they were trend lines. My bad. Anyway, we'll get the idea as we go along. So we're buying. Okay, let's imagine that we're buying. We see the market is moving up from here, and we're trying to take advantage of that. Price moves, hits. Oh, it doesn't exactly hit yet. Okay, now it hits. So now we're going to go in with a buy. Let's buy. Price comes down a little bit more. Let's put in another buy order. Price is ranging, so we're not going to touch it. Price is going up. Excellent. Actually, we could have done this better because we're only using 3 lot size. I mean, we're only using 3 pip targets. So we see prices going up. we're looking for the opportunity to get in. These will show us where the most likely opportunities will be. So price goes up. We're looking for the opportunity. Okay, so here it comes. Price right there. That would be our first opportunity. Let's take our take profit at 30 pips. Is that 30 pips? I mean, 3 pips. Be like $3. And then our stop loss would be like 35. Anyway, the stop loss doesn't really matter. You should always have a stop loss, but the stop loss doesn't dictate how you trade. So price moves and it comes down again. Take profit stays the same, but we can put in another order. And let's continue. Let's add another order because it is at this point of interest and it hasn't come down too much. So as long as it comes down and we're anticipating it going up, we're going to keep buying. And here it comes. Bam. Hit our take profit. Now if it bounces off here again, we're going to buy some more. Okay, so it's gone to the next point of interest. We're going to wait for it to bounce. And here is a good spot to buy. So we're going to buy right there. Take profit 350. And stop loss 35. Okay, so let's let that play out. Here goes again. If it comes back to here, we'll buy some more. If it doesn't, we won't cry about it. All right, so it's bounced off again. Wait for it to hit. Doesn't look like it's going to hit, but it does look like it's going for the next target. Bam, hit it. Goes up, comes down again, so we're going to open a buy order right here. Take profit 350, stop loss way down 35 pip stop loss. It'll like hit almost immediately. Hit this, hit our zone. See, so that's how you use these zones. And how do we come up with these zones? You ask. We look to the past. The same place that here's a range right here. Here's the range right here. Ranges, that's really all you're looking for. So let's flatten that. But since these are old, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. And we're going to have to draw some new ones. So let's look at what has been happening with the dollar, with the Euro USD. What do we got going on? Here is, let's make this the daily chart so we can get a better view. We got a nice range building right here. What are people planning? I can't tell you what's going to happen one way or the other. I mean, it can go anywhere from here. It could drop or it could skyrocket, which is pretty blatantly obvious. That's what the market does. It either goes up or it goes down. But what makes the difference, like what really makes trading, is what we do when that happens. So anyone can tell you, oh, the market's going to go up, or the market's going to go down. It's like, okay, what are you going to do when the market moves? You have to be ready for the move, is really what sets the trader apart from a gambler. Is just reaction. How do you react? Why are we still in the 5-minute? All right, so we can look at some of my here's our small time frame. So this is like the daily time frame. I'm looking for where is the highest move. So it kind of came up to here before the seller stepped in and tried bringing price down. And all this started from right over here. This is our recent move. So this would be where the buyers stepped in. So we got the buyers and then the sellers. Buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, and they're squeezing it. You can see the struggle is getting really, really tight right in here. So this is what I would have been trading during the day. Unfortunately, I didn't trade today because we got snowed in and I took the day off and slept most of it. And then I had to get out and shovel the driveway, which is not something that we're used to. So that's a small time frame. The bigger time frame is this. This is what we were talking about I think last week we were looking at this move here. We have a zone right there where price hit and then broke through, and then price hit, rejected, and bounced off this same zone, came up, rejected, but then came back with force, broke through, and then fell back under. And if I pull this over, you can see it is once again hitting this resistance, which is very, very fascinating. As you can see, it's playing out. This is the daily time frame. So we're looking at a possible return to here. Back to support. Especially if you look at the big move, down, overall, down. So the euro has been trending down overall, and we're possibly in a pullback, and then it will continue to go down, possibly to this level. But all that's higher time frame stuff. We don't really pay much attention to that because I don't have that kind of money. So we can close that, get rid of this. We're all about the daily trading. That is where we make our money. It's trading daily. So that is why this area right here, maybe this is what's important to us. From here to here. And it's so easy. Like, here's where the seller stepped in. At this point right here, seller stepped in and brought price down, but then the buyer stepped in at this point, stopped the price from going down, and here we have our support and resistance. That's how you get it. That's how we figure it out. And if we want to break it down even further, okay, so this is our big time frame. What's happening today? So today on the 15th, what did we do? Sellers stepped in and brought price down here before the buyers stepped in. So this was our time frame today. So if you were trading today, let's see, at 1 o'clock in London, you would have sold. New York, you would have bought. And then, oh no, so this is still about, here's New York opens right here. So if you were in New York, you would have been selling and then buying because price didn't really go in any one direction. It kind of just went both before it just went sideways. And if you're a scalper, this is opportunity to make money in this kind of, yeah, so that's 12, at least 12 right there. So that's, if you're scalping for 3, that's at least 3 good trades. Let's get rid of that. I mean, you can bring it down here. Okay, so the buyers tried to step in right here, and here is our real range where you would be trading. And then we'll be looking at this later on, what's going on in the Tokyo market, what's going on in the European market. And I don't know. Because we have prices moving down, and in this bigger range, it doesn't really look like we're getting much action. We're just stuck right here at the bottom. And normally, if we hit support, price would tend to kind of hit support and then go up and hit resistance and then come back down. But that's not the case here. What's happening here is price was brought down, hit support, and just lingers. It's just lingering at support. It's trying to make a higher high, but it's not really doing it. So chances are this could just bottom out and crash right through. Which is interesting because let's get our big time frame and see where, see, there's that big spot right there that we're butting up against. So the probability of price just continuing down, not even returning to this level, won't return here. It's going to hit here and then putter out. I don't think the buyers are going to be able to maintain any kind of power here because we're already ranging. And I kind of hope, like, this is where it gets tough because my bias is for selling because I'm a better seller than I am a buyer. This market from here to here has been really good for me because I've been working on becoming a better buyer, working at my buying skills with this market because I made a pretty penny over here and then I've been struggling here, but I've been getting better here, then made a pretty penny right there, and then just doing good. I'm good with the sell and I'm good with the range. And you have to learn where you're good at and where you're not so that you can get better at it. So looking at all these really tells you what the probabilities are and what's possibly going to happen. And we got just a range right here. And if price can't break through, then price will get rejected. So using that, let's go once again with our big boy time frame. We're looking at this move in the next two sessions, in the Asia session and the European session for Tokyo and London. We're looking at a retest of this, a possible breakout, and then rejection, bouncing back down, hitting it again, and then the real rejection, the heartbreak right there. That's what we're looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I'm going to put this on, where's my other folder? Oh, I got rid of my folder. I'll just group all these together and we will call this high probability. High probability. Okay, so we'll call that the high probability. There we go, probability. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, what is possibly going to happen. So I'll be looking during the London session to start selling at any one of these areas right here. Hopefully get up here and then just clean house. I'll put a sell order here and then just ride it all the way down. Maybe even to probably like March or even May would be good to get it down to here. That would be excellent. So you can put a sell order here and then just ride all the way down. That'd be fantastic. But we'll see. That's just that's my speculation for the month and for the coming week. So look forward to that. Anyway, let's get into some of the demo trading. We're trying to get better, and that is what we're going to do next. This is EURUSD 2001, and we were doing pretty good after having done pretty bad. We started a $500 account, and we're down to 218, which does not bother us because it's not about the money, it's about the skills and getting better. So we have Tokyo, London, New York. Tokyo, London, New York. Tokyo, London, New York. Let's get rid of all of these. And let's do our daily analysis. So let's go to the daily. We have the buyers stepped in right here. So we're going to put a trend line. Put it right there is where the buyer stepped in. And then up here is where the sellers stepped in. Oops, I don't want to put that. I want to do trend line. Okay. Let's make this one red because that is resistance. That is the stop. That is where the sellers are pushing down. And they're telling the buyers, no more. All right, so we can get rid of this. What's that? Okay, so that is on the daily time frame. Let's go in just a little bit further to the 1 hour. And we have Tokyo, London, New York, Tokyo, London, New York. If we look at the recent right here. So we're going to put a resistance right there. That is where the sellers stepped in. And it looks like we are heading towards support. So if it breaks through, I'm probably going to start selling. So these are what this is the plan. We're heading towards support since we hit resistance up here. So the probability is that we're going to this point. But if it breaks above here, I might start buying. Let's see what it does. Let's just play it out. Let's push play and let's see what we are. This is almost the close of New York, so we're kind of in the end of the morning of the opening. Let's see, what do we got? So the buyers are trying to take price up. Oh, and it looks like they are. It is bouncing off this point of support. We got an N formation. You see that right there? We got the N happening. So we got the up, down, and up. Only we don't have a lot of buying power here. So this could possibly be what is it? Like a rejection. It's not a rejection. There's a word for it when it doesn't complete. So let's see what happens. We're going to keep our eye on this move right here. Oh, it's good. Just the sellers are really stepping it up. So it looks like we may be selling. Now, if this would have gone up, that would have been really, really, really good signal to start buying. But because the buyers could not take it up, I'm still thinking it's a sell. And we are already in the middle of the New York session, so I'm really not looking to make any trades, just to watch how the market plays out. And I'll step in right here. Let's go with the sell. And let's see how it plays. Oh, it hit this. You know what? If I was smarter, actually, I would have waited for this to happen. Because it's testing it right now. It broke through, having the retest. And at this point, it could continue up and then hit the stop loss, or it could reject. So it would have been smart for me to wait. I was too fast, too eager to get in. And I might be paying the price. Yup, look at that. what do I do? What do I do? I could close at $10 loss, or I could hope that it doesn't continue up. And I'm just going to close it. I'm going to close because that's also one of the things I need to get better at, is closing losing positions. Oh, and there's another N formation happening. Is it? And the buyers are really, really pushing it. There we go. See, it's a good thing I closed it, because that would have hit my stop loss, and I think my stop loss would have been even more than 10 bucks. It would have been worse. So that's good. It's good to see it that way. And it looks like it's just going to keep going. Speaking of on our points of interest, this would have been a good area right here. Trend line right here. See, so there's an area right here where price is right in the middle. And you see it rejecting, and then breakthrough. And now we're above this area. That just seems to be something. So this is one of those points of interest I was talking about earlier. This would have been a good place to either sell or buy from. And obviously buy from at this point. But before we started, we didn't know one way or the other. So let's just see what the market does. It's like the buyers are getting tired. And this might be the resistance point. All right. So we opened here. We closed here. Our stop loss was somewhere up here. Isn't that interesting that we were selling and this looks like a stop hunt? Like they're trying to make the sellers think that it's turning into a buy. If I didn't have a stop loss, then I could have closed here for break even, or might even possibly keep going for, what's it called, for some kind of profit. But because of this, I probably wasn't the only person that got cleaned out. So thank goodness I stopped here at $10, because this is like almost $30 right there. Look at that. It's coming right past our entry price. Right here. There's our entry, and we are right at it, so I could have closed at break even. But the point is not to hope, because it could have also just continued up and kept going up, and I could have, if I didn't have a stop loss, I could have been out who knows how much. So the best course of action to take is to close your losers early. If you are not feeling good about your trade, close it. If you find yourself hoping and praying that it's going to go in your favor, close it. Because you need to get used, you need to get better at closing losing trades than getting better at hoping and praying and waiting for the reversal, because it may never come. And if you're out of a trade, you can always get back in. What would have been smart too is if I would have sold it up here. Look at that. That's a nice healthy move down right there. What also would have been better if I just never got in at the half of the New York session, the closing half of the New York session even. So let's continue to watch. And it looks like it is just selling. Another test. So it's testing right here, and bam, rejection. Look at that. Heading for support. That's exactly what we're doing. And then we got these small candles as New York is wrapping up. So this was basically cleaning out. These were everybody was closing for the day, selling their highs, and going home for dinner. And now we're in Australia, the Sydney session. Let's fast forward a little bit till we get to, okay, here we go. So we should be coming up on, Japan should be opening. Actually, it should be open right now. So this is Japan. So we are below here. Looks like we're going to be testing this. All right, so we can probably redraw these lines now. Let's just get rid of that. We got a new session starting. So let's redraw our lines. We have, oops, wrong one. We have the sellers stepping in. We have the buyers pushing the sellers. Buyer stepped in right there. Make that green. And let's see what happens. And then we have, let's look at our points of interest. Where are the points of interest? Right here. We always picking the wrong one. We got this area right here. See where it breaks? Where there was a little bit of trouble. Price had, like the sellers had a little bit of trouble right here. And then bam, continued. So let's see how it plays out. Let's slow it down and see what happens. We're still looking at selling. So when it gets to this middle bar here, we'll probably sell. If it gets to here, we'll continue selling. Let's speed that up just a little bit. All right, so we're gonna put in our first sell order. Let's sell right here. Market order for a sell. And let's see how this works for us. Ooh, so close. Thinking because I might put in another sell right here. I wouldn't actually. Let's wait till it hits the top. If it hits that top, come on, come on, just a little bit. I want to get a good price for selling. I want it to get nice and high so I can sell. All right, I'm gonna sell here, so I would open a sell order. I'm anticipating a rejection at the red line. I can probably speed it up a little bit more. So if it hits that red line, I'll be opening another sell. But it doesn't look like I'll get that opportunity. I might still, because this could be the break up and then a bounce off here. So the closer it gets to this point, I've got a decision to make. Am I going to close it or risk the chance of hitting the stop loss? Here we go. What are you? So might end up closing this because what I'm seeing from this is that this might be a buy. As it broke above, it's ranging here and it might continue up. So I'm going to be very, very cautious moving forward. Okay, I'm seeing a reverse N formation. We have the down and then up. So probability is that price is going to go here and then sellers are going to push it down. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to let it play out. Oof. But I'm going to come in. No, don't want to restart. Man, that's rough because all right, so now I'm outside of a trade. What do I do? What do I do now? I can't stop. I can't let it affect me. I have to keep going. Whether I continue with my bias, which is to sell, or whether I change at this point and become a buyer. That's the real problem. That's the question, and that's the struggle that a lot of traders face. What do I do at this point? I took a big hit. I don't know which direction the market is going in at this time. It seems to be ranging, and I should be able to make some money here. There's the opportunity to make money, but how do I make money without losing money? And that's why this helps. That's why we're doing this, because this makes us better at getting quicker with these decisions, at getting more confidence with our decisions. Do I want to continue selling, or do I think price is going to go up? I'm based on this and based on what we're facing right here. We have an N formation. See, we got the N, the down, and then the quick up. So what is that telling me? I think it's going to go for a buy. I'm going to switch teams, going for buyers, and I will continue buying at our points of interest. So we can go ahead and move that over, extend this out, and extend this out, and continue buying when the opportunity presents itself. So if it comes to this line right here, I will open another buy order. If it bounces up here, I will open another buy order. Right now I'm just waiting. Okay, so we have London opened. And actually, I'm not supposed to be trading over here. I'm supposed to be trading on the 1 minute. I keep getting these confused. Because look, trading on the 1 minute, opportunity right here. Opportunity right here. Buy, close. Buy, maybe close. Even a buy here, close. So if it comes down again, I'm going to open a buy order, waiting for that. There we go. Right. Oh man, I'm missing so many opportunities just sitting here watching the chart. Let's slow that down a little to try to get it to a normal speed. Oh, because now we got a reverse N happening. Over here, see, so we got the one up, down, or we got the down, up. So what do we do? Just keep watching and waiting. It's getting tougher. Okay, so it looks like we may be testing support. Do I want to go in with a buy yet? Nope, I'm going to go in with the sell. I'm going to keep selling. I switched to a buy and I tried it. I did all right, but I'm still feeling the sell. See, we hit another point. Let's see what's going on. Why is this an area that we're having a lot of trouble at? You can see right here. Seller stepped in, buyers, sellers. So we got a range right here happening. Man, I keep grabbing keep meaning to grab so we got the sellers up here at this point. and then buyers stepping in right here, which brings us to this line. But if we go back to here where the seller stepped in, and then we also have a point right here where the buyers stopped the seller's momentum. So you can see that this is something worth looking at. There, right there. The buyers took it up to there before the seller stepped in. Buyers took it up to there before the seller stepped in. And then, of course, the seller step in at this zone right here. So we can extend this all the way out to here. You see right there. Buyers and sellers before the break. So these are all points that you need to be focused on because this is where the magic can happen. And now we're working our way towards this. Is this support or resistance? Will it break through or will we reject? Right now we're in a buy, so I should have stayed buying. But let's see. Let's see what happens. It's not whether you're right or wrong. That's not how you trade. It's what do you do with what's happening? How do you get out of a bad trade or how do you get into a good trade? You can't think about, it's not black and white is the thing. You can't think about, am I a winner or am I a loser? Is this winning or is this losing? You have to think about, what am I going to do now? That's how you have to look at all of it. What am I going to do now? So I'm in this sell. We have a huge green candle. Price most likely will come up to here. So the question is, what am I going to do now? Am I going to hold and wait? Or am I going to close and then reset? Simple as that. What am I going to do now? I'm going to hold and I'm going to wait. And when price gets up here, I'll ask myself again, what am I going to do now? Okay, what am I going to do now? I think I'm going to open another sell order. Okay. If it breaks above, I'm going to ask myself the same question. What am I going to do now? I got 2 orders in. Price is going up. Am I going to hold and pray it doesn't get to this? Or am I going to keep opening sell orders? Let's see. I'm going to keep holding. We got the testing support. Is it rejecting? What is happening? What am I going to do now? One of my trades is at negative $11. Another one is at negative $7. My margin level, 239%. If I open another one, that'll take me down to 100%. I'm risking everything. I can close these orders, lower my lot size, or I can just keep going, let it hit the stop loss, and continue to sell in anticipation of a move down. Which, if we're looking at this, we don't really have enough information except for this move right here. This could be a retracement. Are we still heading for this? And if that's the case, how much am I willing to lose to get to that point before I see the turnaround, before I see the reversal? These are questions you have to get good at answering. Do I want to close or do I want to let it hit stop loss? And at this point, I'm just going to let it hit stop loss if it comes to that. All right, there we go. Hit stop loss. I can continue to sell. I'm going to stick with my bias. I'm going to, are you kidding me? This is the crazy thing too. You have to be certain. If you're going to scalp, you have to be certain of your moves because, hey, welcome. You have to be certain of your moves because it's spread, it's slippage, it's all kinds of stuff are going to be working against you. So if you're not sure that price is going to go down and you're trying to scalp, this is what you're dealing with. It will hit your take profit zone, but it won't close because spread, slippage, anything that the broker is going to throw at you. So just stay true. Is it going to? Oh man, nope, it's not going to. And it looks like I'm getting wrecked. So I'm going to look at the larger chart here. Point of interest. What am I going to do? That's the question. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? And I'm going to sit it out. I'm going to wait for New York. We got a nice bull flag going. We got a nice rejection right here. We had a flag, but it didn't break. So this flag is getting a lot longer. And you can see coming into the New York Open, we got price struggling just a little bit more. So again, ask yourself, what do I do now? Price has gone up. Am I going to continue bullish? I mean, am I going to continue bearish, fighting this bullish trend right here in anticipation of the overall bearish move and then a pullback and then a bearish continuation? Or do I join the bulls? Is it buying season? Where is the pullback? Because we also have this possibility. Price moving up. Here's the pullback and price continuing up. At this point, we don't have enough information really to really designate this a pullback yet. So the best move is to sit this out and see what happens during New York. And sometimes that's what it takes. You just gotta wait. I'm still inclined to believe that this is a pullback and price will continue down. But actually, we can look at the higher time frame. See, we got a low and a high. A high or low. So I may have been backwards this whole time. That could say a lot. So, you know what? I'm going to change. I'm going from being a seller to being a buyer. And it's funny because I'm better at trading. I'm better at selling. So when I start thinking about selling, I've sold all of this right here and I've just lost. I got one good trade and then lost. Sold, 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 sold. And stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. And you can see over here, selling, man, I was doing good. Selling, I was doing great. And this should have been the first sign that it's not my scene. This isn't my group. This isn't my team right now. This isn't where I feel good because I'm not doing so good. And it's obvious. Look, it's buying season right here. And the problem is I can't see that because I'm so focused on selling. I tell myself I'm a good seller. I'm a good seller. So that when buying season comes in, I'm not even ready for it. And I can't change from the beginning. It's hard for me to switch gears because I'm in the sell zone. And these are things that you need to become aware of when you first start trading, is when things start going bad. Right here, when things started going bad and I persisted in selling. And think about, look at it this, look how much I could have made if I would have just been like, all right, I'm buying. It's buying season. I'm going to stop selling. I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to start buying. All of this is buying. So now we got to decide, am I going to keep buying? And I think I'm going to keep buying. I'm going to just switch to a buyer. So when New York opens, I will be looking for the buys. Where are the opportunities? And looking at these zones, that's where I'll be buying. So from here to here is going to be buying just wherever I can. So let's go back to the 5-minute. Let's make that a 1-minute chart. And let's continue. Let's speed this up a little because I am not playing in London anymore. I'm waiting for New York. We got a nice range building. Here we go. New York opens. We are looking for buying opportunities. And we may get them. So we want to see it retest here before it continues up. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to hit this red line right here. Come on. Ooh, will I get the opportunity? Yeah, there it comes. All right, so I'm going to start buying now. So let's put in a buy order here. Okay. Up to, let's go with another buy. Bam. Bam. Look at that. See, if I would have done this sooner, things would have been so much better for me. But I have such a hard time going from one mode to another mode. And it's so difficult that it actually is bad for me. This whole move right here was for buying, and I was trying to sell it all the way up. And at this point right here, I could have just easily said, hit the bottom, bounced up, and then kept going up. That is the buyer's territory. That is where the buyer stepped in and changed things. And I was just so dead set on selling that I tried to sell all of it, all the way up, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. And I need to get better at switching gears. That's what this exercise is telling me. So let's continue to buy when the opportunity is there. Oh wait, let's get to the 1 minute candle. So see, here's a good spot to buy. Let's buy here. Okay. Let's buy here. Ooh, okay, we are finally retesting this. Is it going to bounce up? Did I go in too early? Or did I make the right decision? I'm definitely asking myself the question, what do I do now? I'm going to hold tight. I'm not going to do nothing, and I'm going to wait. Or I'm not going to do anything and wait. Wait for the... And it is not looking... Getting that spidey sense. I'm going in for another buy. Bam. Excellent. Look at that. That spidey sense was telling me, put the order, put the order. And I put in the order. But now what is that spider sense telling me? Sit tight. Bam. Look at that. All you got to do is see, the hard part isn't making good trades. The hard part is switching gears from when you're making bad trades to start making good trades. It's going from seller to buyer or buyer to seller. That's where I have the most problems. And once you make the shift, it's clockwork. It becomes easy. So I couldn't recommend testing, not just back trading strategies, but back trading your skills. Can you switch from buying to selling or selling to buying? Can you tell when the market is reversing? Can you get ahead of it? Can you anticipate it? And when it happens, can you trade it? And it's all with slowing it down, asking yourself, what do I do now? If I would have been asking myself, what do I do now here? Well, I did. And I decided I'm going to keep selling, and I'm going to keep selling, and I'm going to keep selling, and I'm going to keep selling all the way up to here. Stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. Good grief. Such a mess. But these are the things, these are the habits that if you can't find where you're lacking or where you're insufficient, if you can't find those things, you will not be able to get better at it. And it's so important. This Forex tester, I think it was like $150, and it has been worth it. Like, I have learned so much about how foolish I am, how stubborn I am, and how ridiculous I can be when I'm trading. Just from that. So it's already paid for itself. And I think we can end it here. It sounds like dinner's ready. So, like I said, I cannot recommend, if you're not going to backtest or train on TradingView, save your money, buy Forex Tester, and really, I mean, it's not that great of a program. It's got a lot of glitches, a lot of bugs, but you can work past it. And I'm not even sponsored by them, and I wouldn't even be sponsored by them if they offered. What I would sponsor is becoming a better trader for yourself. Like, this has really opened my eyes to what an idiot I can be sometimes. Like, even TradingView, do the replay every day. Do the replay and just pick a random spot and then trade it. Just learn how to read the market. So let's go. All right, learn how to read the market. I'm gonna sell, and then set your take profit and set your stop loss, and then just see how it plays out. All right. Am I into it? Nope, I lost. All right, so I'm going to sell here. And it'll tell you the same thing. Are you being stubborn? Should you have bought, or should you keep selling? And if you're not practicing, like, really, you should be practicing. People who want to be professional golfers golf every day. People who want to be professional artists are drawing every day. People who love singing and making music are singing and playing guitar or drums every day. If you want to be a professional trader, why are you not practicing every day? and you've got to make it a performance sport. It's that easy. It's that simple. And you do it because you need to see where you're making mistakes. You need to see where your bad habits are. Man, I cannot recommend practicing every day enough. You have to do it. It is the only thing that will make you better. You can't just trade your session and call it a day. You have to sit like this. Look, I know, okay, we processed 9 days. We've made 142 trades. 107 of those trades were profitable. 35 trades were losses. So we're making a lot of good trades. It's just those losses that are killing us. Let me see. And they could even show us our max profit, max loss, $70. Oh man. Or 70 trades. And so I started this account with $500 and I'm already down to 170. So you can see that it's not good. Not great. And I got a lot of work to do. And that's why I'm doing this. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Anyone else who was there, Din Haivu, thank you so much. Hope you've learned something. Viewer in the back, thanks so much for all sticking around. I hope this was interesting to you. It's always fun for me. And of course, always remember, neurons that fire together, wire together. I'll be back with some Minecraft later. It's so crazy. You just have to get good at being able to switch gears. That's all it is. Look at all these profitable trades right here.